Have you ever wondered why you came into the world on a specific date? Your birth date is not just a number on the calendar, but an essential piece in the puzzle of your destiny. Jeremiah 1:5 reveals that God already knew us before we were formed, in our mother's womb, indicating that He planned every detail of our lives. Now imagine if I told you that certain dates might indicate that you were chosen for a unique purpose. According to the teachings of Jesus, today we will explore this fascinating topic. We will reveal the spiritual significance of certain birthdays and how they can signal a divine mission in your life. In this video, you will learn to identify the signs that indicate whether you are chosen and discover if you possess any of these. Over the years, I have met many people who firmly believe they are destined for something extraordinary, feeling that they were created for a purpose beyond the ordinary. Maybe you have also felt out of place, as if you were meant for great things. Birthdays can be much more significant than we imagine, carrying deep spiritual meanings. Today, we will delve into the teachings of Jesus to understand why being born on certain days may not be a mere coincidence. We will examine biblical texts, share personal stories, and provide practical advice for those eager to confirm or find their life's purpose. Our goal is to inspire and uplift, showing how your birthday can be a divine sign, explaining why you feel different, and guiding you to confidently follow the path that has been destined for you. Leave your birth date in the comments. This is not just a curiosity, but a step toward building a supportive community. As we watch the video, if you believe in God and enjoy content like this, subscribe to the channel now. Together, we will create a welcoming community of faith and support. To understand the special meaning of certain birthdays, we can turn to the teachings of Jesus. He often conveyed profound spiritual truths through parables and stories. These narratives were not just tales. They were carefully designed to offer insight into divine order. There is a realization that nothing in our lives is a coincidence. Everything, from our daily encounters to our birthdays, is part of a divine plan orchestrated by God. For example, in the parable of the lost sheep, found in Luke 15:37, Jesus illustrates God's deep care for each individual, highlighting the inherent value and unique purpose of every person. This story suggests that our birth dates are more than just marks on a calendar. They are significant details carefully planned by God. By delving into the teachings of Jesus, we realize that our lives are filled with purpose and that our birthdays can be signs of a divine calling. The Bible contains various verses reinforcing this idea of intentional design. In Luke 12:7, we are comforted with the reminder that even the hairs of our heads are all numbered. Do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. This assures us of God's closeness and meticulous planning in our lives. Jeremiah 1:5 reveals, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as a prophet to the nations." This verse suggests that God's plans for us were laid out long before our birth. Psalm 139:16 also supports this idea, stating, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." These words emphasize the preordained nature of our existence, highlighting the significance of our birth dates in God's grand plan. Understanding this truth invites us to see each birthday not just as a moment of celebration, but as an opportunity to reflect and express gratitude for the divine plan that is unique to us. This understanding encourages us to recognize our place in a greater story. living each day aware of our role in God's infinite tapestry. To fully grasp the importance of birth dates, it is essential to immerse ourselves in the historical and cultural contexts of biblical times. In ancient Israel, numbers and dates held profound symbolic meanings. The Hebrew calendar was intimately connected to religious celebrations, agricultural timelines, and significant historical events, all considered reflections of divine will. For example, in Micah 5:2, the prophecy specifically names Bethlehem as the birthplace of the Messiah, a prediction fulfilled with remarkable precision. The celebration of Jesus' birth on December 25th, known as Christmas, symbolizes light penetrating the darkness of the longest nights of the year, even though the exact date remains debated. Additionally, the number 7 holds a prominent place in the Bible, representing completeness and perfection, as seen in the creation story where God completed the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th. This theme of significant numbers and dates permeates all of Scripture, emphasizing that every moment is carefully orchestrated in God's divine plan. Understanding this historical context helps us recognize that our birth dates are deeply intertwined in God's great design. Just as significant biblical events were marked by specific dates, our own births at precise moments are integral to God's narrative. This realization allows us to appreciate the divine relevance of our birthdays. As we further explore birth dates in biblical teachings, we discover that some birth dates are considered preordained and exceptional. These dates often coincide with key biblical events and carry substantial spiritual significance. Over the centuries, spiritual leaders and scholars have identified specific dates that signal a divine calling, associated with spiritual gifts, leadership qualities, and crucial roles in fulfilling God's plans. These examples are not mere coincidences, but powerful illustrations of how birth dates can be seen as markers of a destined path or as divine encouragement to fulfill specific roles within a broader community. This perception not only expands our understanding of our individual lives, but also connects us more deeply to our spiritual lineage and the roles destined for us in the world. One example is March 3rd, often associated with an explosion of creativity and deep spiritual understanding. Those born on this date tend to have an intense connection with their inner selves and a remarkable ability to heal both the minds and bodies of others. They are often drawn to creative roles where they can use their gifts to promote healing and induce positive transformations. For example, consider the biblical story of Moses and the burning bush in Exodus 3:3, a profound moment of divine revelation that closely reflects the spiritual journeys of those born on this date. A man born on March 3rd became famous as an artist whose work, inspired by his faith, brought comfort to many. He often mentioned feeling a strong sense of divine guidance on his birthday, believing it helped direct his creative process. Those born on May 5th are often blessed with divine grace and favor, living under God's benevolent watch. Their lives are frequently marked by miraculous events that guide and shape their destinies. Psalm 5:12 reflects this experience, stating, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." This verse summarizes the experience of those born on May 5th, who often feel God's protective and guiding presence in their lives. A remarkable example is that of a woman who narrowly escaped a fatal accident on her birthday. She attributed her survival to divine grace and dedicated her life to following that spiritual calling, promoting love and understanding among people. July 7th symbolized by the mystical number 7, is synonymous with completeness and heightened awareness. Individuals born on this day are often seen as spiritual seekers on their path to enlightenment. They are naturally drawn to careers where they can guide, teach, and direct others on their spiritual journeys. In the book of Revelation, verse 20 of the first chapter reveals the mystery of the 7 stars that are in the right hand and the 7 golden lampstands. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches. This scripture highlights the number 7 as a symbol of completeness and divine symmetry. A pastor born on July 7th was driven from a young age to pursue ministry, and his teachings have deeply influenced many people, promoting a greater understanding of the divine order that guides his life. The day of September 9th is strongly associated with wisdom and a deep understanding of the divine plan. Individuals born on this date have a special ability to bring projects to fruition and help others understand the purpose and outcome of life's events. Ecclesiastes 3.1 reinforces this idea by stating that there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. This vision is especially significant for those born on September 9th. One example is a person born on this day who uses their deep knowledge to guide others through major life transitions, helping them find contentment and meaning in their endeavors. December 25, widely known as Christmas Day, carries concepts of miracles, divine affection, and altruism. Those who celebrate their birthdays on this special date often live lives marked by kindness, benevolence, and a commitment to spreading love and understanding among people. This attitude reflects the true essence of Christmas. John 3:16 reminds us, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life." A person born on Christmas Day lives this message daily, dedicating themselves to serving others and spreading the spirit of the holiday through their actions. In my travels, I have met people born on different dates, each with an engaging story of purpose and destiny. These personal stories confirm the importance of their birthdays, suggesting that they are marked by a higher calling. For example, a community leader born on January 1st discovered early on his talent for leadership and later founded a community center that significantly impacted many lives. Likewise, a man born on July 5th recounted how a series of spiritual revelations guided him to become a mentor for others seeking spiritual enlightenment. These stories show that our birthdays are not just dates on the calendar. They indicate potential and purpose, encouraging us to discover and embrace the divine roles that have been destined for us. By exploring these examples, we dive into the signs that you might be destined for a special purpose, a destiny that goes beyond the simple fact of when you were born. Let's uncover the spiritual markers that can light your path. Although we have previously considered the relevance of specific birth dates, it is essential to understand that being chosen goes beyond the circumstances of your birth. The signs of being chosen are often subtle but deeply meaningful, revealing important insights into your spiritual mission and purpose. By identifying these signs, you gain a clearer understanding of your divine calling and the unique path that God has designed specifically for you. With this knowledge, you can align more closely with God's intentions, living your calling with confidence and faith. Many people experience moments that seem to be deeply shaped by a higher force, pushing them forward. These moments often confirm that we have been chosen. A common sign of this calling is the persistent feeling of being different from others. Perhaps since childhood, you felt that you didn't quite fit in with your peers. This feeling of being an outsider is not a disadvantage. In fact, it is a clear indicator of your divine purpose. Think of the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis. From a young age, Joseph's dream set him apart from his brothers, marking him as unique. This distinction was a crucial part of God's plan for him, even though it initially caused jealousy and conflict. I remember someone who always felt like a stranger, frequently facing misunderstandings and even mockery for their differences. However, as they grew, they began to recognize their distinct qualities and talents as gifts from God, meant for a higher calling. Their uniqueness is a sign that you are destined for great achievements. God has prepared a specific role for you, and your differences are essential for fulfilling that role. Instead of trying to blend in, consider how your unique qualities can serve others and glorify God. Another sign that you have been chosen is the experience of moments of divine guidance. These moments may manifest as intuition, a vision, or even a series of coincidences that seem too perfectly aligned to be mere chance. Take Moses and the burning bush as an example. A clear directive from God, calling Moses to free the Israelites. Similarly, the Apostle Paul had a transformative moment on his way to Damascus. I recall the story of a woman who decided to take an unusual route home from work and by doing so, avoided a serious accident. She saw this as a sign that she was being guided. This change in her plans was seen as a protective act from above, a sign that she was under the care of a higher force. Experiences like these not only strengthen faith, but also confirm the belief that we are being guided by something much greater than ourselves. It is essential to pay attention to these moments of divine guidance, as they are not mere events but deliberate interventions from above, leading you toward your ultimate purpose. Whenever you face uncertain or difficult situations, trust in that guidance. Take time to reflect on these experiences and seek a deeper understanding and direct actions through prayer and careful reflection. The faithful are often blessed with unique spiritual gifts that fit perfectly into God's plans for their lives, such as the ability to heal, prophesy, or teach. These gifts are meant to help others and strengthen the faith community. The Bible recounts many instances of individuals who received extraordinary abilities to fulfill their divine roles. For example, Solomon was granted exceptional wisdom to lead Israel, and Elijah performed miracles that revealed God's power. One young person, for instance, discovered his talent for teaching and interpreting scriptures. Initially unsure, he eventually embraced his calling. His ability to make complex religious ideas more accessible helped many people deepen and expand their faith. When God chooses someone, it is common for that person to face challenges and difficult times. But these obstacles are not meant to defeat you. They are meant to perfect and strengthen you. In those moments, God is preparing you for a specific role that He has specially designed for you. Consider, for example, the story of Job, who went through extreme hardships but remained unwaveringly faithful to God. His trials proved his faith, and in the end, God not only restored him, but also blessed him more than before. Similarly, the Apostle Peter faced severe persecution and even imprisonment, but he continued preaching the gospel tirelessly. Another example is that of a person who lost their home but discovered that these difficulties brought them closer to God. Through self-awareness, persistent prayer, and determination, they rebuilt their life and now help others facing similar challenges. She sees her trials as opportunities to strengthen her faith and dependence on God. Face your challenges as opportunities for growth. Perhaps you haven't realized it yet, but God allows these difficulties in your life to strengthen your faith and shape your character. Trust that He is by your side in every adversity and allow these experiences to bring you closer to Him. Every challenge you face is a step toward the fulfillment of the divine mission that God has prepared for you. Reflect on these signs in your life. Seek God's guidance through prayer and ask Him to clarify your purpose. This understanding can only be attained through self-awareness. With this discernment, embrace your calling with courage, knowing that you have been set apart for an incredible mission. Self-awareness is crucial because it helps us understand who we truly are. When we have clarity about what makes us happy, as well as about our weaknesses and strengths, we can make wiser decisions in life. For example, if we know that we are good at helping others, we can choose a career or activities that allow us to exercise this skill. Additionally, knowing our limitations helps us avoid situations that could cause unnecessary problems or stress. Another important reason to seek self-knowledge is that it allows us to deal better with challenges when we face difficulties, understand our reactions, and can help us find more effective solutions. Moreover, knowing who we are gives us more confidence to face the unknown and accept changes more easily. This makes us more resilient and prepared for the surprises that life may bring, allowing us to grow and develop continuously. If you want to deepen your self-knowledge even more, click on the link in the pinned first comment and learn about our exclusive guide. Now that you understand the value of self-knowledge for the spiritual journey of the Chosen One, let's dive deeper into how you can accept and fully live the special destiny that awaits you. Knowing that you have a unique purpose is just the first step. Fully embracing this calling with an open heart, unwavering faith, and concrete actions that reflect your purpose is the next critical phase. Accepting this role may be challenging, but it is essential to fulfill the greater purpose that God has planned for you. Recognizing that He has designed a unique path for your life requires humility and the willingness to align your desires with the divine will, knowing that your qualities and experiences have been shaped to fulfill this plan. Consider the biblical story of Mary, the mother of Jesus, when the angel Gabriel revealed her significant role in God's plan. Her response was one of total submission. "I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to your word." Luke 1:38. This willingness to accept her role was crucial for Mary to fulfill her destiny. Similarly, I remember a man who struggled to accept his divine calling to lead a ministry, tormented by doubts and fears. It was only through continuous and deep reflection that he finally accepted his calling. Today, he leads a thriving community, guiding countless people to find their faith. Embrace your calling wholeheartedly, trusting that God has given you all the tools necessary to complete your mission. Constantly seek God's guidance and strength, and face each day with the confidence that He walks beside you. Integrating daily prayer and meditation into your routine is an effective way to affirm your chosen path. These practices maintain your connection with God, allowing you to regularly seek His counsel. Start the day with a quiet moment of reflection, asking God to guide you and reveal His intentions for you. As suggested in Psalm 143:8, "Let me hear your unfailing love in the morning, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life." Starting the day with prayer not only promotes a positive mindset, but also helps your spirit resonate with God's plans. Additionally, getting involved with a faith community is essential. Surround yourself with people who encourage and support your spiritual development, whether by participating in a church, engaging in Bible studies, or community service. Each interaction contributes to improving your spiritual path. Recently, a woman shared how joining a prayer group deeply transformed her life. The support and fellowship she found were fundamental in helping her grow in faith and find her calling in community service. Such supportive communities can motivate and push you toward your spiritual calling, strengthening your faith and expanding your spiritual perceptions. Cultivate your special talents and use them not only to enrich your life, but also to impact the people around you. Invest in your personal development by participating in activities like courses, reading meaningful books, and building relationships with mentors who can help you grow. As you refine your skills, new opportunities will arise, allowing you to use your gifts in ways that glorify God. Listening to success stories of people who followed their divine calling can be extremely inspiring. These stories show how God works through us when we embrace our calling with faith. One example is of a man who, after doubting, dedicated his life to serving in remote regions, bringing hope and the gospel to communities, inspiring many with his music. Many people who feel a divine calling face moments of deep loneliness, but this loneliness is not a punishment. It is an opportunity to strengthen your relationship with God. Just as Jesus spent 40 days alone in the desert before starting his ministry, your moments of solitude are vital for your spiritual preparation. Value these times of silence and use them to connect with God. Remember, you are never truly alone. God's presence is always with you, making these moments some of the richest in your spiritual journey. When feelings of loneliness and uncertainty arise, turn to the Bible for comfort. It is full of promises of God's unshakable presence. Isaiah 41:10 reassures, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Psalm 23:4 also assures us, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Reflect on your path, recognizing God's role in each step, and use these moments to strengthen your faith. Developing a daily habit of reflection, whether through journaling, meditation, or prayer, allows you to see God's expansive role in your life. These moments of introspection help overcome feelings of loneliness and doubt and allow you to deepen your spiritual connection. Documenting your spiritual journey also strengthens your faith and helps you understand and embrace your divine calling with confidence. Being chosen by God is a great privilege, and birth dates can be indicators of a special calling. From January 1 to December 31, each date carries a unique spiritual meaning, suggesting specific roles that God has planned for you. This knowledge should give you the confidence to embrace your place in God's plan. Clear signs indicate that you may have been chosen for a divine mission, feeling different, experiencing signs of a higher power, displaying exceptional spiritual abilities, and facing significant challenges are spiritual markers guiding you toward your destiny. Embrace your spiritual path with faith and determination, taking conscious and decisive steps. Cultivating self-knowledge, daily prayer, community, involvement, and personal growth are important steps for a deeper spiritual journey. Loneliness may be an invitation to introspection and deeper spiritual connection, strengthening faith and trust in the divine plan. Believing in a divine calling involves the trust that we are all part of a greater plan. Embrace this calling with courage and faith, trusting that you have the tools necessary to fulfill your purpose. Remember, at every step, you are not alone. Join us on this spiritual journey and subscribe to the channel